day to all of you, my dear students. We all know that the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic has greatly affected not only our country, the countries all around the world. So, as the teachers of Mahinda College, we have thought of helping the students of Mahinda College who are spending their vacation leisurely with the loved ones in your homes. So, now we are going to help the students of grade 11 classes, those who are going to face the O-level examination this year. So, I think this lesson would be very much helpful to you in answering your English language paper, right? So, I am going to refer to the lesson, grammar lesson on your textbook, page number 38, the lesson on adverbs, right? So, adverbs are only a word class, one of the word classes. So, before I go to describe the adverbs, I want you to learn the word classes in English language, because adverbs are only one class of words, right? So, now let's look at the word classes in English language. There are thousands of words in English language. So, all those words have been categorized into different classes. So, they are known as word classes. Every word in English language has been put into one of the word classes. They belong to one of these word classes, right? Now, let's see what are the word classes. Here, the word classes are divided into two main categories: open class category and the closed class category, right? So, we'll see what are the classes of words that belong to open class. Nouns, verbs, adjectives and adverbs belong to the open class category. And the closed class category, determiners, pronouns, preposition, interjections, enumerators belong to and the auxiliary verbs belong to the closed class category. So, why do we say open class and the closed class? Open class means, now let's see, when we look at a container like this is open. Now let's see, this container is closed. So, what happens when the container is open? You can put in and take out. So, in the open class category, we can put in anything and take out the things in this container. But when we look at the closed container, you cannot put anything or you cannot take out anything. So, here nouns, there are thousands of nouns in English language. So, we can coin new words. We can put new words into the existing words list. We can we can omit the words in the existing list as well. So, the nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs belong to open class because we can put new words to the list and also take out the prevailing words in the list as well. So, these open class words are also known as lexical words, lexical words, because they carry meaning, right? So, lexical words have meaning. So, nouns have meaning, verbs have meaning, adjectives have meaning, adverbs have meaning. Now, when you look at the closed class, these are determiners, pronouns, prepositions, interjections, enumerators and auxiliary verbs. There are only limited words in this list. So, you cannot add new words. You cannot take out the existing words because we cannot call them lexical words because they do not have any meaning. These words are known as grammatical words. Why do we call them as grammatical words? They help us in maintaining the grammar in a sentence. So, these words are known as grammatical words. These words are known as lexical words. So, they have meaning, These are grammatical words. They help us in maintaining the grammar in a sentence. Right. Now let us look at adverbs in detail. Now I will describe you some of the words that belong to these different categories. Okay, nouns. There are different kinds of nouns. Girl, chair, town, school, beauty, tote, flock, water. All these words we call them as nouns. But we cannot call any word in isolation as a noun. We have to look at how the word functions in a sentence to name the word class. Whether it's a noun, whether it's a verb, we can decide only in the way it functions in a sentence. So, as an example, I will take this word water. So, I have written it as under the category of nouns. But we can use water as a verb as well. So, that is why I told you that we can decide a word whether it's a noun or a verb in the way it functions in a sentence, right? So here are verbs. Verbs are action words. Adjectives describe the nouns, qualify, modify the nouns. Adverbs describe the verbs. They qualify and modify the verbs, how the action happens, where the action happens, and what way the action happens. Adverbs give us more details about the verbs, how the action happens and where the action happens and how, to what extent the action happens likewise. So, determiners. These are the examples for determiners, and pronouns you all know, conjunctions and interjections, enumerators. Enumerators are counting words, and auxiliary verbs. So, these are the word classes that have been categorized in English language for our easy usage. Now, I am going to talk about the adverbs in detail, right? So, as I told you earlier, an adverb is a word which modifies or qualifies the meaning of a verb, adjective or another adverb. Further, an adverb tells us how, where, in what circumstance, to what extent an action is done or happens. Now, let's look at how the adverbs are formed, the formation of adverbs. Adverbs are commonly formed by adding ly to the adjectives. This is the common way of forming adverbs. So, we add ly to the prevailing adjectives. For example, kind is an adjective, so you add ly so that it becomes an adverb. Then quick is an adjective. When you add ly to the adjective, it becomes an adverb. Quiet is an adjective. Then when you add ly, it becomes an adverb. So, now let us look at how the spellings occur. Final y changes to l. As an example, I will take the word happy. Happy an adjective. When y, instead of y, you can use I and then add ly. So in some words, the final e you do not omit. It retained. In examples like this, extremely sincerely, you do not omit e. It retains as it is. There are some exceptions. In some words, we have to omit e when before you add ly. So, true, we omit e and then add ly. Adjectives ending in ibly, able, drop e and add y. So, examples, I have given you some examples here. Sensibly, you say, then you have to add, omit e and then add ly. Comfortably. Adjectives ending in vowel l, in a vowel plus l. Here you have a vowel plus l, local. When you use the word local, it is an adjective, it has a vowel plus L. So when you are making them, forming them into an adverb, so you have to put double L, then Y, right? So there are some exceptions as well. The adverb of good, you know, the adjective is good. We cannot form the adverb by adding ly, but we have to use, instead of good, we use well. Remember, the adverb of good is well. So you don't say now she is a good dancer. Now look at the example I tell you. She is a good dancer. There it is an adjective. So when we use the good as an adverb in a sentence, you have to say she dances goodly. We can't say. So instead of goodly, it is wrong to use goodly. So you have to say she dances well, right? So in some adjectives ending in ly, we have no adverb form. Example, likely. Instead of this, we have to use another adverb, or you have to use another phrase. Instead of likely, we can say probably. This is not an adverb. So probably. Friendly. Friendly is an adjective. So when you want to use it as an adverb, we have to say in a friendly way, in a friendly manner, right? So the following adverbials differ in meaning from their corresponding adjectives. In some adverbs, we don't have the meaning that we expect. Highly, lowly, deeply, nearly, hardly, lately. So they don't give the corresponding meaning. So they differ in the meaning. The following words can be used as adjectives or adverbs. These words can be used both as an adjective and an adverb. High, low, deep, near. We don't say fastly. We use fast as an adverb and adjective. We don't add ly to form the adverb. Both fast is used as an adjective and adverb. It is a fast car. The driver drives fast. So we use the same word as an adjective and an adverb. This is the most important part of our lesson today about adverbs. The adverbs are of different kinds. The adverbs are of different kinds. So we'll see what are the different kinds of adverbs. Adverbs of time. So I have given you some words here. Look at these words. Now, soon, still, then, today, yet, before, already, ago, afterwards, immediately. All these belong to the adverbs category of time. We call them adverbs of time. Why do we call them adverbs of time? Because it tells us when the action happens. When the action happens. You know, the adverbs describe the action. So when we use the adverbs of time, they tell us when the action happens. Now, soon, right. Now let's look at adverbs of place. Here I have given you some examples of adverbs of place. Here, there, everywhere, above, below, far, near. So, what is the importance of the adverbs of place? The adverbs of place describe or tell us where the action happens. Where the action takes place. Right? So, then we have adverbs of manner. Adverbs of manner, that is another category, another kind of adverbs. So, I have given you some examples. Quickly, kindly, slowly, happily, well. right? So what does it tell us? The adverbs of manner tell us how the action happens. How? In what manner the action happens. Then there are adverbs of degree. The adverbs of degree. Look at the examples that I have given you here. Much, very, quite, almost, somewhat, exactly, wholly, hardly, utterly, etc. There are some other words as well. So, adverbs of degree tell us to what extent the action happens. To what extent, to what degree. So, how much the action happens. Then you have adverbs of frequency. That is another kind of adverbs in English language. Adverbs of frequency. Look at the examples I have given. There are some other words as well. I have given you only few examples here. Once, twice, often, never, seldom, rarely, frequently. So, what does they tell us? The adverbs of frequency tell us how often an action happens. How often, whether it happens monthly, daily, rarely, never, likewise. Then there is another kind of adverbs, affirmative or negative adverbs. Certainly, surely, undoubtedly, indeed, not at all. So, these adverbs tell us the probability. The negative and affirmative adverbs tell us the probability of an action. Probability. Whether it happens, whether it's certain, whether the action is sure, whether the action is doubtful, right? So, affirmative or negative adverbs tell us the probability of an action, right? So, now I want you to refer to the page number 38 in your textbook. There is an activity. Before the activity, there is an explanation about adverbs. So, this is the summary of what I have taught you so far. Look at the examples. A lot of people have the habit of throwing polythene bags carelessly. So, what is the adverb in this sentence? I have underlined the adverb in this sentence, carelessly. So, to which category, to which adverb category does this word belong? So, carelessly tells us how the action happens, carelessly. So, it is an adverb of manner. It is an adverb of manner. So, in the next example, it is a pleasure to be here. It is a pleasure to be here. So, here is the adverb in this sentence. To be here. It tells us the place. Being in a place. Be here. So, it is an adverb of place. Then, the other example, we usually eat rice and curry for dinner. We eat usually. So, how often? It tells us how often we eat rice and curry. We usually eat rice and curry for dinner. So, this is an adverb. It is a frequency adverb. It is an adverb of frequency, right? So, the next one, I am extremely sorry for the delay. I am extremely, to what extent I am sorry. So, this adverb tells us what extent I am sorry, for it is an adverb of degree. So, we have learned different kinds of adverbs in English language. Adverbs of time, adverbs of place, adverbs of frequency, adverbs of manner, adverbs of degree, adverbs of probability, affirmative and negative adverbs. There are two other kinds as well. There are interrogative adverbs. as there are relative adverbs in the English language as well. So you can learn them in further lessons. Okay, right? So now I think you are very clear about the word class. So there are several word classes in English language. In each word in English language belong to a certain category. All these words belong to a certain category. So I have described the class, word class of adverbs today, and how the adverbs are formed, the way they function in a sentence, and how do you identify the adverb in a sentence, whether it's an adverb of manner, whether it is an adverb of place, whether it is an adverb of frequency, whether it is an adverb of degree. Likewise, you have learnt to to identify an adverb in a sentence, the kind of the adverb and the way it is formed, right? So, I have prepared some activities for you in this lesson, activities on adverbs, right? So, I have given you several adverbs here so that you have to identify these adverbs and put them into the right category. So, you know the adverbs of manner, adverbs of place, adverbs of time, adverbs of frequency, adverbs of degree, and adverbs of probability. So, you have to, let's take this first, bravely. 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 So, it tells us how the action happens. Bravely. So, it belongs, if it answers the question how, it belongs to the category of adverbs of manner. If any adverbs answer the question where, it is an adverb of place. If any of these adverbs answers the question when, it belongs to the adverbs of time. If any of these adverbs answers the question how often, they belong to the category of adverbs of frequency. If any of these adverbs answers the question to what extent, it belongs to the category of adverbs of degree. So, probability. Probability means whether the action is affirmative or negative. Probability. So, it answers the question whether it's affirmative, whether the action is affirmative or negative. So, you can do this activity by the way that I described you. So, you have to answer yourself tomorrow. So, when you look at the word tomorrow, it tells us about a time when the action happened. So, likewise, you have to refer to each of these adverbs and ask the question yourself, and then fill the grid here. So, it is up to you to do the activity. Now, let's go to the next activity. Complete the sentences with suitable adverbs, right? So, let's look now. The school orchestra performed. The school orchestra performed. How? How did they perform? So, what is the adverb you are using here? The adverb of manner. Then the children looked for the lost dog. So, what is the adverb that comes to in the fill the blank? So, you have to find an adverb which tells us where it happened. Then, likewise, according to the word given within example, you have to decide the adverb, the kind of adverb that you have to use to fill the blank. Right? Then there's another, the last activity I have suggested here. Make your own sentences using the adverbs given here. Right? Make your own sentences use in the words I have given here. Remember, the word that you use has to function in the sentence as an adverb. It should function as an adverb. The word should function as an adverb in the sentence that you make. Immediately, yesterday, often, wisely, undoubtedly, well, happily, partly, really, never. So I think, before you make the sentence, the one thing you have to do, before you make the sentence, you have to look at the adverb and decide the kind of adverb that you are using in the sentence. Whether it is an adverb of manner, whether it is an adverb of time, whether it is an adverb of place, whether it is an adverb of frequency, whether it is an adverb of degree. So you have to decide that before you write the sentence. So I think you have had a good understanding about the adverbs in detail. So this will help you not only in your ordinary examination, beyond that, this lesson will be helpful to you when you are facing your advanced level examination, when you are facing the paper General English. Not only in that way, the lesson will be very much useful to you in your usage of English in further life as well. Thank you very much for listening.